Hello and welcome to Tube Speed. My name's Richard, and in today's episode we're going to be having a look at our short shifter to suit the Lexus IS300. This is the shifter there. So with our short shifter for the IS300, reduces the shifter throw by about 38%, so yeah, huge improvement over stock. Also gives you just a really nice direct mechanical feel as well, so a really nice click as you're moving through the gears. So it's also super easy to install. We're going to show you how to do that in a sec. But before we go there, we'll just give you a little bit of info about the shifter itself. So the shifter housing is made out of a billet aluminium. The shifter shaft is a billet steel which has been chromed. Comes with all brand new bushes, so you don't need to reuse any of your factory bushes at all. So we'll move on to the install and just show you how easy it is. Okay, so unfortunately we don't have a IS300 gearbox in our workshop at the moment, but we do have an IS300 housing here, so we're just going to show you how to remove your factory shifter and then install the new one. So before you get started, you would want to make sure that your car's in neutral, and also that you've got the handbrake on as well. And then you need to just remove the access panel on your console. And then there's a rubber boot which looks like that, which is over this area here, so you just need to peel that up, and then you can get down to these 4 hold down bolts. So we'll just whip those 4 hold down bolts out now. Okay, so now we've removed those bolts, we can just remove the old shifter. So it just pulls up and out of the shifter housing, so just like that. Okay, so once you remove the main shifter, you just need to dig around in the bottom of the housing here, underneath the 2 locating pins, and there'll be this wave washer under there. So you don't need that anymore. You can remove that. This one's actually split, so it's a good thing we're changing this shifter over. So, and then the next stage is you want to put this supplied new cut bush on the bottom of your new shifter lever. So we'll just grab the shifter lever here like that. So we're just doing this for demonstration purposes, but just when you're actually doing the install, it's a good idea to put like a small amount of wheel bearing grease just on the ball on the bottom of the shifter lever, and then sit the ball in the cup of the shifter lever like that, and then just give it a bit of a whack with a mallet, and then that bush is installed. Okay, so we've got the bush on the bottom of the shifter shaft. So the next thing to install is the new Castle bush which we supply you. So you can see on this bush there's 2 larger slots, and they line up with the slots on the ball of the shifter shaft. And also there's an O-ring, and that O-ring faces towards the top of the housing. So again, I'd put like a small amount of wheel bearing grease just on that ball, just to help with the break-in process and just get it moving freely to start off with before the oil from the trans gets in there. So they are pretty tight to install, but they do just snap on. And then once it's snapped on, just line those slots up. So the next thing we need to do is just install the spacer that comes in your kit. So that just sits inside your shifter housing quite easily. And the next bit is the rubber O-ring, or rubber ring I should say, which goes on top of that. Just make sure that's sitting nicely inside the shifter housing. And then the next bit that goes on is just the main body of the shifter. So like with our logo on the side there. And you can see there's 2 pins in there. And the pins face like side to side of the car, but you can't get it on the wrong way because the bolt pattern is rectangular. So the next bit is to drop the shifter shaft in there, and just make sure when you're putting it in there, you can see there's a bend on the shifter shaft, and you want to have that facing towards the driver. So the whole idea is like the shift knob is closer to the driver, just the way the factory shifter was. So the next bit is dropping on the top retaining plate, and then we've got the 4 supplied hold down bolts. So we can just start putting those in. Yeah, so we'll just speed up through this bit. Okay, and then just do them up quite firm. The next part of the assembly is just to drop this jam nut onto the shifter shaft. So just screw that on there, and then screw on your shifter lever. So there is some degree of height adjustability here, so that we'd recommend that you screw the top part of the lever onto this thread by probably at least 3/4 of an inch, if not an inch. So, but it's going to give you some adjustability. To set it up for your preferences. And then once that's done up, you just do up the lock nut on the bottom there, just to jam that up nice and tight. Okay, yeah, so we're pretty much done now. As you can see, the install lot was super easy. It really isn't that difficult to do at all. One thing we do personally, just to finish the install off, is just install one of our Cube Speed billet aluminium gear knobs. So we just got one of those there. So they're pretty easy to install. So you just screw the supplied jam nut onto your shifter shaft, and then just screw on the shift knob. So once you've lined up the logo, you just do up the jam nut underneath there, just to keep it nice and tight and looking and facing in the right direction. So now you're all good to go. You just need to finish putting your console and all that kind of stuff together. Take your car out for a test drive, go and shift some gears, go and have some fun. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you again next time.